The road to WrestleMania 30 is in gear. This is We Love It Raw Wrestling Review. Watch the Pot YouTube. And I am A.S. Caldero. And my co-host, the future, the fortune teller, Chris Corey.
Fortune teller, I'll take that. Thank you. I like that.
Just thought of it on the spot.
Not bad. I wish I was a fortune teller, but I'm not that good anymore. But that's for a different story. All right, let's start it off. We start off with the Hall of Famer, the immortal Hulk Hogan. He comes down, as you all know, he is the host of WrestleMania in New Orleans in 4 weeks' time, and he had an announcement to make.
A special announcement from the Hulkster.
And many of us were wondering, what's this announcement going to be? We don't know what it's going to be. Is it going to be something where he's going to be in a match? Is it going to be something where he's going to be a referee or whatever? Turns out, he brings up WrestleMania 3 when it was in the Pontiac Silverdome. And he's talking about, how he had a classic match with Andre the Giant. It was the irresistible force meets the immovable object, whatever it was. And he says, it's been 30 years to the day that we're going to do something special. And I thought, okay, they're going to do something really good at Mania. And he says, we're going to introduce the Andre the Giant over the top rope 30-man battle royal. Not because it's WrestleMania 30, but they're doing it because it was 30 years to the day that Hogan fought Andre at WrestleMania 3 in the Pontiac Silverdome, which I thought was really good. It's a good way to end the show the trophy, which I think was really nice. It looked really good.
He was really promoting the WWE Network. I was watching the network the other day, brother.
Well, he's got to stop promoting that because that's old already. You got to start promoting that WrestleMania. You're 4 weeks away from Mania.
Yeah, you need to promote the network with WrestleMania 30.
Because he hasn't been promoting Mania at all. He's been promoting more on the network. And your job as a host, yes, you got to promote the network, but also integrate the promotion with Mania. Because Mania is the showcase of showcases. The immortals of immortals. You put on a great show there, your career goes to the next level. As that was going on, Cena comes out. I'm like, okay, what does Cena want to do now? And
Cena.
And he wasn't shocked that, he was like, I grew up watching you. I grew up watching you WrestleMania 3.
Trying to rip my shirt off.
And he's like, I couldn't do that. But, as they were going on, Bray Wyatt.
Ooh, let me handle this, please. I wrote some stuff down. Because he said so much gems in his speech that I had to, rewind it and listen to it again. Because in one shot, he took out the Hulkster and Mr. You Can't See Me in one line or two.
Take it away.
And not many, I was saying to Chris earlier, not many people could knock out two superstars in one sentence.
You don't see that anymore.
And somebody so new and so green.
They had to have been in the WWE for so long.
Pride has the power to blind the strongest man, even if he claims to be immortal. That was interesting.
That was a shot at Hogan, right?
That was a shot
at Hogan.
And a little shot at John Cena.
But more towards Hogan.
More towards
Hogan.
Then he continues to say, hey kids, take your vitamins and say your prayers.
Another shot to Hogan.
Hustle, loyal, and respect.
Now more dirt. Now he's dishing the dirt to Cena.
You're both liars, he said.
Now he's dishing both.
So it's kind of like within 2 sentences, he summed up that they're both kind of the same guy in different generations.
Yeah.
And it's just like you both are leading all the children and everybody in the wrong direction. He's saying that this is a false hope, a false prophet, pretty much. And the other line. When you look to me, you see a friend. When you look up to me, you see a friend. When you look down on me, you see an enemy. If you look me square in the eye, you will see a God.
I was like, oh my God, he did not just say that.
So wow, that's poetry, man.
That was good.
That was some poetry.
Got a good promo
if he, I wouldn't be surprised if he took that from something, because those words are so eloquent that I wouldn't be surprised if he took that from a book or
So
because those words are if he's really the one coming up with this stuff, and he doesn't even need to be because he executes it so well that it doesn't even matter if he's really writing this stuff.
No, I mean he did that good, and I thought, you know, with the dish he dealt on Cena and Hogan, I was waiting for like an altercation between, you know, the whole family and Hogan and Cena, but it turned out that Cena had the match with.
It turned into.
Who did he have that match with? Was it
with Eric Rowan?
No, Rowan I think was canceled. I think it was Harper.
No, it was with the orange beard. It was
Rowan. Was it Rowan?
Eric.
Yeah, Eric Rowan.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was Luke Harper.
No, Luke Harper was outside.
He was on the
Bray
outside.
Wyatt.
Okay, I thought it was Luke Harper that he had the match.
So that match was. What you think? I really didn't care about the match.
Care for it
the
either.
setup to the match was better than
You
the
could
match.
have done it. What you could have done was done that in the middle of the show, like after the first hour, like the 9 o'clock hour. You could have done that because basically from the 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock hour, that's your boring time of matches. So you could have done it that way.
That's a good point.
Could have done it that way, but Cena ended up winning the match, and he ended up doing the stunt, you know, doing the Hogan stint, which he bombed terribly.
Yeah, Hogan tried to help the fan, like get the fans to be on Cena's side.
And it didn't work. It was an epic
It
fail.
didn't work.
It was an epic fail.
It felt very forced.
Yeah, and did you see Cena? He was trying to do the Hogan thing. Oh my god!
Yeah, doing the Hogan pose.
I'm like, no, don't. You're embarrassing yourself.
He already thinks he's Hogan.
No, he's not.
That's why the comparisons were made.
No, he's not. He's
Because
nowhere
in
near
his
that.
head, he feels that he's like that type of dude.
No, he's not. No. Why is he getting up the fact that he said, "Oh, give me a break"?
Let's move on to the tag team champions. The Usos versus Ryback. Was it for the title? I don't think
it's
so.
not for the title. And you had the New Age Outlaws outside,
And the New Age Outlaws.
claiming to be under the weather. Yeah, I don't buy that.
Yeah, the New Age Outlaws are waiting to get healed to get that rematch.
They're gonna get it.
So what do you think about the match? I'm really going to roll through this.
It was
'cause
quick.
It was quick and
Because
it was...
the Usos dominate. You know, they're a dominant tag team in WWE. They're I would say, if not the best tag team in the WWE. It was a quick match. Ryback had no chance at all of getting any momentum in that match, and the Usos hit their patented finishing move for the win. And they punted in front of Road Dogg and Billy, and that's all I can say about that match. It was one of the quickest matches I've seen in Raw history.
Yeah, the undercards kind of got pushed today. Like, let's get this over with. Speaking of that, Big E versus Jack Swagger. That I don't care about. It's more about the Real Americans breaking up storyline. And it's taking, I don't know, my opinion is taking too long.
It's taking shape. I wouldn't be surprised if the breakup happens next week. I wouldn't be surprised.
I would hope so, because I
wouldn't be surprised.
It's taking too long.
They got to build it up. I mean, what else are you going to build it up, though? I mean, that's how you got to do it. Let's see what happens. But now we're going to move on to something really important. We're going to talk about the streak versus the potential conqueror of the streak. Lesnar versus The Undertaker. And just for the record, this is for Vanessa. I know she loves The Undertaker.
Vanessa, you listening, Venus?
This is for you. Your boo comes out to the ring, and he's interrupted by Heyman. And I'm saying, uh-oh.
Humbly interrupting.
I was like, uh-oh.
By
Heyman.
uh-oh.
I was like, oh no. What has Heyman got up his sleeve? And he's like, you know, he respects The Undertaker for all he's done. And he brings up winning streaks. He brings up Austin. He brings up Cena. Hogan. I'm like, wow.
Mr. WrestleMania himself.
And he's an HBK. He's bringing up all these...
Shawn.
And he's bringing up all these streaks. I'm like, where's he going with this? Is he trying to play mind games with somebody that knows how to play mind games? And he's like, when you're stepping into the ring with Brock Lesnar, you're going to get conquered, this and that. I'm like, no, you're not going to get. And The Undertaker gets on the mic, he goes, you just tell your little boy toy over there. Since you're the messenger, you just tell your boy toy that come WrestleMania, he will rest in peace. And that scared off Heyman. You saw Heyman, he was like,
That did it.
Because Heyman knows Lesnar's screwed come WrestleMania. He's screwed. Now, if he does beat the streak, I'm going to be totally surprised.
In a weird way, all of the segments were more interesting than the actual matches on Raw today. Like the Bray Wyatt thing with Hogan was more interesting than the actual match.
Yeah, it was.
And Undertaker coming out, the
Yo,
speech with Heyman
Oh, he's good at that.
is
He's-
better than the last two matches we spoke about.
He's good like that, Undertaker. He's the man at that.
So let's get back to the matches.
Do we have to? I mean,
Yeah, unfortunately-
it sounds like the segments. I say we should just skip the matches and just talk about the segments today, because that's what seems like dominated.
Well,
the whole
we
show.
will skip this very quickly. Cody Rhodes and Goldust versus The Shield. And the Shield needed redemption because they lost the titles
And I think
to
they
them
got-
a while
and I think
ago.
they got it in a big
They got
way.
their redemption.
Got it in a big way.
And also, just to move forward, you're going to see Dean Ambrose defending his belt on main event tonight against Mark Henry.
Not interested in that. I don't watch that show.
Because he barely fights for it, so it's good to see him. Anyways, I don't even remember. Oh, yeah. Rowan does his finisher that he drops him.
Rollins,
Rollins did his finisher,
You're
which I
confusing-
like.
You're confusing the Shield now with the Wyatt family.
The last name. Anyway, it's
Yeah, anyway.
it's Rollins.
Right.
Rollins.
And did you notice that when Reigns went to do the spear, he went to hit Cody. Cody moved out of the way and he got Goldust. So maybe a little bit of dissension. Maybe. Who knows?
So let me move on again.
Next, the Divas. We got the two cast members of the upcoming season this Sunday.
Total Divas.
Of Total Divas, which, by the way, airs on the E! Network for all your Time Warner.
Starting next Monday, we're going to do that review.
I mean, Tuesday.
Well, yeah, for that. Oh, you're right. From that Sunday, we're going to do it on Tuesday.
You mean,
for the,
yeah. Because Monday.
For the review of Total Divas. Next week.
Because Monday I don't go out of the house. I'm a shadow on it. But anyway, we got Nikki and Brie DeBellas, the two main cast members of Total Divas, which appears on all you Time Warner cable users over there. Channel 724, 9 p.m. Sunday night. Which also premieres with The Walking Dead, 7:54 AMC, but that's a different story. This was actually, I give it a C as a rating. What I think should happen, and you might disagree with me on this one. While you have Nikki and Brie, you beat Tamina and AJ. Would you want to see at Mania Tamina versus AJ for the Divas title? Can they build that up in time?
I would think so, but I honestly don't know. I'm kind of like the Divas division is kind of like a mystery to me. Because they don't put enough storyline. There's not enough execution going on in storyline with the Divas.
No.
Like they'll kind of sprinkle an idea, but they won't
But
go
then-
all the way with the
That's the
storyline.
problem. That's the problem. The Divas division.
That's why I would just be happy that they even have a match at Mania. Like that's how low my expectations are
Yeah.
for a Divas match.
Uh-huh.
That I'm just grateful that we even gonna have a match.
Yeah, I mean,
Hopefully we have a match. So
you might. But who? Or do you have, or what you could do is this, a Divas Battle Royal, and then later that night, you have the winner of that Divas Battle Royal go against AJ for the Divas title.
Well, that's just fantasies again, because that's just putting more energy towards the Divas, which I doubt they're gonna do in such a small amount of time.
Yeah, they should.
Like, that would be nice, what you're saying.
It would be. It would be.
It just doesn't seem like a priority.
Because they focus more on the male persona of the WWE than they do on the female, which I think to me is a little sexist.
So who won the match? Let's just move on.
The Bellas.
The Bellas won. Promoting that Total Divas all the time. Always promoting that. I'm going to move on to your favorite Yes Man. My favorite Yes Man. Everybody's favorite Yes Man. What do you have to say about Daniel Bryan coming out, supposedly supposed to apologize to Stephanie McMahon after she supposedly apologized to him?
We knew that wasn't going to happen.
So, elaborate on Daniel Bryan coming out.
Well, first off, I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson, can I? SummerSlam last year. Daniel Bryan versus John Cena for the WWE title. Triple H is a special guest referee. Daniel Bryan wins the WWE title, then the WWE title before it became the world title. And he was happy. He was like, yes, I got my first major championship since being the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm going to be a champion. I'm going to be a great champion. And Hunter screws him, pedigrees him, allowing Randy Orton
to cash in
the money in the bank, which he did back in July. As this was leading up, Bryan got many of opportunities, and I mean many, which I thought was great. Many of you may disagree, many of you might agree. He kept getting opportunity after opportunity. But what kept on happening? Hunter kept screwing him over. And it happened again last month at the Elimination Chamber in Minnesota. Daniel Bryan was about to win the WWE World Heavyweight title when Kane, quote unquote, was checking on John Cena and trying to get rid of the Wyatt family. I don't buy that bullshit. He was out there to prevent Daniel Bryan from winning the WWE World title. That was his main goal. He was sent out by Hunter and Steph to screw Daniel Bryan and to allow their boy, Randy Orton, to be WWE World Champion again. Hence, last night, Daniel Bryan had enough. He could not take all this corporate bullshit anymore, and he did what I thought was the best segment of them all. He did what New York did a few years ago. Occupy Wall Street. But this time, it wasn't Occupy Wall Street because we weren't in the city itself. We were in Memphis. So he decided to occupy Raw. Now, this, I thought, like I told you, was classic. He had some fans, some backstage personnel, and backstage caterers of the WWE who do the show backstage come out in their Daniel Bryan gear and support Daniel Bryan. This got under the skin of Hunter and Steph.
And mind you, it's filled. The whole arena, the whole stage of the ring and outside of the ring is 100% filled with Daniel Bryan shirts saying yes or no, depending on the question.
Depending on the question and all that.
And it was never, in my opinion, I never seen it that full.
No,
ever.
It was crazy. And this brought, like I told you, like I'm telling you fans here, this brought you back to when Occupy Wall Street took over Zuccotti Park. The 99% versus the 1%. And in this opportunity, and in this case, it was the 99% Daniel Bryan followers versus the 1% of the Authority. So there was a similarity there. And he tried to get security, failed. He tried to get Sandow, failed. He got Stephanie livid, and I've never seen Stephanie livid like that before. She got livid. And finally Hunter just said, you know what, I'm just going to cave in. You want a match at Mania, you got it.
I didn't want to hurt you, little guy.
No. He says, be careful what you wish for. I'm going to end it. I'm going to end you and this at WrestleMania. But then Brian was like, wait a minute, hold on.
One more thing.
To add on to this, it's what we wanted, but we want more. He says, if I beat you at Mania, I want to be in the main event for the WWE World Heavyweight title.
In a triple threat.
In a triple threat match. And I said it weeks before that there was probably going to be a third individual in the main event at WrestleMania. Now, I was leading an indication that it was probably going to be Sting, because he is supposed to be there.
Nah, nobody wants that old man in a triple threat.
Or was it going to be Punk? Because there were speculations that Punk can come back in time and they can get something together, because Punk has never had a rivalry with Batista. He's had a plenty of rivalry with Randy Orton. So they can try to work that out. But Punk, as we know, is LOA. Hence, Daniel Bryan enters the picture. And he's like, if I beat you at Mania, I want in that triple threat match for the WWE World title, and I want to become WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
The best part of that is we all had our predictions of what was going to happen for WrestleMania. My two predictions just came into one prediction. I thought either he was going to fight Hunter or he was going to be in a triple threat match. That's what I thought in my head, one or the other.
One or the other, right.
So this is great. Yes, 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 yes. They even got me as a fan that I think I know it all.
Right.
They got me to enjoy how surprising it was that he's going to have two main event matches. Because fighting Triple H is a main event match.
Oh, of course.
And then being in the triple threat match at the end is such an honor to do two matches in one night.
Oh, yeah, that's a big honor. You don't see that often at Mania. You don't. But now my question I got to lead you to this one is, where do you put the Triple H match? Oh, and where do you put the WWE World title match? Now, what I was thinking, and I thought this on the bus ride home this afternoon from work, is to lead off Mania, right? You have the Triple H Daniel Bryan match. Give Daniel Bryan some time to rest and get ready for the triple threat match. Or do you have the Triple H Daniel Bryan match followed by the WWE World title match?
That's a good angle that I didn't think about. I just figured logically they should just have a match in between so he can rest. But maybe storyline wise, it'd seem like a bigger obstacle if he has to go right away.
You know, enter a championship match on a weakened state. Because you're going to go in a fight with the Cerebral Assassin. No doubt about that.
And he's not going to, like, even if you lose to the game, you're going to walk out limping.
And you're going to walk out a changed man. Because Hunter changes careers. He defines a career.
He's the heel that makes you the ultimate babyface.
Yes.
Once you get a stamp by Hunter, that means you're it.
I mean, look what he did with The Undertaker. Not like he needed that. The last two WrestleManias that Hunter fought with The Undertaker, 27 and 28, right? Hunter and The Undertaker put on hellacious matches. Hellacious matches. Then you had Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Hellacious matches. This match at Mania between Hunter and Bryan is going to be beyond hellacious. It's going to be an all-out war. Because like I told you, and I'm telling you fans now, this is dating back to last year's SummerSlam. They did the right thing. They built it up bit by bit by bit, and you got it more personal and personal as the months went on, leading up to WrestleMania. But now, the only question like I posed to you, and I'm going to pose this to you guys out there too, where do you want to see the Triple H Daniel Bryan match? Leading off WrestleMania or a precursor to the WWE World title match?
Let you ponder that, people.
I'm going to let you ponder that.
Let's talk about, briefly, Sheamus versus Christian.
In a Memphis street fight.
In a Memphis street fight voted by you, the fans.
On the WWE.
On the WWE app.
And they brought everything out besides the kitchen sink. which I'm surprised about.
So elaborate very quickly.
It was good. But Christian, see, the problem with Christian is he doesn't use weapons that much. Sheamus, coming from Ireland, knows how to use weapons. He knows how to fight. So to quickly put it in there, Sheamus delivered a Bro kick through a drum. A drum! And he got the win.
That wraps it up. Let's move on very, very quickly, even quicker.
And you notice one thing they didn't do? I think they didn't announce a Hall of Fame inductee.
Because they can't do it every week. You know, they gotta at least every 2 weeks. Well, anyways, move on. Alexander Rusev. I don't even want to elaborate good or bad. Move on. Daniel Bryan and Big Show versus Randy Orton and Batista.
In the main event.
In the main event for the end of the night. I personally, after I heard Bray Wyatt's speech, like was it before or during?
It was before.
Like he came on the screen or something?
Before.
Well, after that, I fell asleep.
Really?
Like with the light on and everything. So,
wow.
Chris, you take it away. The main event, what did you think?
It was good because you had the man who put on a classic segment in the middle earlier that night with the Yes Occupy movement of Raw, and you got the returning Big Show to Raw, and they put on a good fight, but the end result was Daniel Bryan getting the win, as he always does, and the Big Show didn't factor in as well. The WWE has downgraded the Big Show, and I'm sorry to say that's not right. This guy has been a champion before in WWE, in WCW. Why doesn't the WWE do this for him?
You know why? He's out of shape.
He's 421 pounds now. He lost a lot more weight.
No, but I was just watching the WWE Network. Him in WCW. Oh my God.
Oh,
he was in shape. He was a big guy, but he was in shape, man. He is not in shape. You cannot be making money for the company when you're a big slob. I'm sorry. If you want to be a big slob, you just want to be a regular person. If you want to be a sports entertainer, you have to look good.
But let me bring you back to this though. Speaking of that, you said Big Show was in shape when he was in WCW back in the early to mid 90s. Okay. In the early 90s, you had another big guy. You had Yokozuna, who was well over what Big Show was. And yet, they made him a multi-time WWE champion.
That's a good point, but I have an even better point. That was his gimmick. That he was supposed to look like a sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
That's a different... and also,
I know, but that's a different angle. But what I'm saying is...
It's a different angle. He's not supposed to be a fat slob. He's supposed to be this strong guy that knocks you out.
I know that, but what I'm saying is... He was like what the Big Show is now. But yet they promoted him. They built a big Yoko bigger than what they're doing.
Yoko is better than the Big Show, though.
But Yoko moves slow. Yoko really did.
He was technically better than the Big Show. The Big Show to me is kind of just like a guy that was there to fill in gaps. Always. He was always there to fill in gaps, including in WCW. He was always the gap filler.
Yeah, but
that's why I can care less about the Big Show. Why are we even talking about the Big Show?
I just wanted to bring up a point.
The point was the match.
I'm going to go off record. Let me bring something up to you fans. And what we were just talking about with Big Show and Yokozuna comparison, I would like to hear you, our valued listeners, give us your opinion on who you think is better, Yokozuna or the Big Show. You can leave a comment on our YouTube page. Just want to go off the record and just say that. I want to hear what the fans have to say. I think it's going to be interesting.
Well said. Back to the show. I caught the after show on the WWE Network.
So did I.
And he was pretty much just doing his yeses.
Of course.
And there's not much to say other than that's the end of We Love It Raw. But what do you want to say about the future, Chris? Since you're the future, what do you want to say about the future in the WWE? Are you happy about the bookings? That's
right
for
now,
WrestleMania.
yes. And it started with last night. It really got better after last night. With the segments that were pushed between Cena and Wyatt. By the way, that match is now official at WrestleMania.
Official. There's a lot of official matches this.
I look for
Bray Wyatt and Cena.
I look for a stipulation to be added to that match. I don't know what that's going to be. Now you got Daniel Bryan in 2 main events, which I think is
That's
really,
3 matches right
really
there.
good. You're probably going to have a 4th one. You're probably going to have the tag team titles.
Tag team titles for sure. Hopefully a Divas match.
Hopefully, and you're going to have one more. The unification of both the IC and US titles.
That would be awesome, but
They're pushing that.
hopefully they make that happen. I want to see it happen.
And you hear it from me first. You're going to see Hogan involved somehow. Besides being the host of WrestleMania, he's going to get involved in a match. And I have a feeling it's going to be the world title match. I have that feeling. It's going to be like what The Miz did at WrestleMania 27. I mean, not The Miz, The Rock. It's going to be like what The Rock did at WrestleMania 27. When that match ended in a draw, The Rock came out and said, this match is not going to end like this. WrestleMania is not going to end like this. Start this match right now. But the question I'm going to lead to you, our fans, is do you want to see that angle pushed again 3 years now down the road? From Atlanta to New Orleans? That's a question I would like to say. Do you want to see the angle of a host of WrestleMania get involved in a main event like you saw at WrestleMania 27? Leave your comments.
I do not. Leave your comments, but I do not.
Leave your comments on our YouTube page. Leave your comments on either our page, AS Caldero, The Future. Leave it. We would like to hear what your opinions, because your opinions matter the most.
I don't have any predictions because let's say 90% of my predictions is already confirmed, and I'm happy. The 30-man Royal Rumble wannabe is going to be in the Royal Rumble, which I'm happy because that gives a lot of wrestlers that weren't going to be in WrestleMania a shot to actually be in WrestleMania.
Now, remember what I told you. That over-the-top rope Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal should have something in the end for the winner of that match. The winner of that Battle Royal should get a shot at a championship of their choice, whether it be at WrestleMania or down the road.
You know what would be cool? If they make that annual and make that, if whoever wins that Battle Royal will get a main event shot at SummerSlam, the second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Correct.
That way they could lead it up the same way they would do a WrestleMania.
Exactly. Because you're replacing now this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal with what used to be the Money in the Bank match at Mania.
Oh, okay. There was a match last year?
No, not last year, but in years past. There was Money in the Bank before it became its own pay-per-view. So technically, this is an added addition and a replacement. Because the Money in the Bank was excitement of WrestleMania. You had the high flyers. You had everybody in there competing for a chance at either the WWE and or the world title. But like I told you, and I'm going to leave it as this, again, leave your comments on our pages, YouTube, Watch the Pod, and ask Caldero in The Future, see Corey. I would like to hear your opinion about, do you think a added championship stipulation should be added to the winner of this 30-man over the top Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania? I would like to hear your opinions on this.
We definitely want to hear your opinions on this. Nothing is a bother. No question is a bother. If you want to ask a question that's off topic, no problem. You guys are being too shy, man. You guys need to ask some questions around here because we love wrestling. We are so hyped for WrestleMania 30. Me and Chris Corey, we're both going to Brooklyn Barclays Center
And
to watch Monday Night Raw.
and
Was it
that-
2 weeks before?
It's 2 weeks prior now. It's March 24th, which is, by the way, my birthday. And that's a great birthday gift for me.
Nice.
I can't complain about that. But the night after Raw, we sure will give you a very detailed, exclusive We Love It Raw show.
We're going to give you the first ever WrestleMania review. Watch the Pot YouTube. I'm usually work Sunday nights, but I already got it covered. I am not working that night. I'm watching it live, brother. Hulkamania running wild. I am excited. If you're excited about WrestleMania, leave it on the comments. Talk about your favorite WrestleMania moments. Just pile it on, man. Any wrestling talk is welcomed.
And
I am so hyped.
And just to give you a heads up, coming next week is our regular show. Then, like I said, the week after that, my birthday, we're going to be live in Brooklyn.
That one's going to be special as well because we're going to be there.
We're going to be there in person, so
That's going to be a special show.
that Tuesday we'll have an extended edition of We Love It Raw, and then the week, the night, the Tuesday after WrestleMania, we will give you an extended version of We Love It Raw, and then we're going to do a separate show, leading a serious debated talk on WrestleMania, our opinions, what we thought of the matches, championships that might have changed.
And the WrestleMania talk has no limits. If it's going to be an hour and a half, if it's going to be 2 hours, it's going to be that long.
Because we want to put on a show for you fans, because WrestleMania, like I mentioned before, is the showcase of showcases, the immortals of immortals. Your career, your livelihood changes on that single night. And like I just said, we will give you an extended version of We Love It Raw and WrestleMania post-review show. And that's coming up within the next few weeks on our YouTube page.
Well said. And let me close this out with an outro. I am A.S. Galdero from WatchThePot.com. Watch the Pot YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, negative or positive. It's all welcome. Love and hate is the same thing, everybody. If you didn't know that, love and hate is the same thing. So just don't be shy, and here's the future. Chris Corey signing off.
It was a pleasure doing this with the man, the leader, the revolutionary man in the YouTube entertainment business. He got me into this, and I appreciate it. Signing off, I'm the future. Remember, keep it real and keep it raw.
Peace, and see you next week. Or you can hear me. Well, you get it.